My parents hated me for something I never did. For 10 years, they looked at me like I was a monster, blaming me for my brother's accident. But when I found the real police report, everything changed. And what I discovered made my blood run cold. Where are you watching this from? Drop your city or state in the comments. I love seeing where our viewers are tuning in from. And hey, if you love emotional revenge stories like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another dramatic story. I grew up in a small town, the middle child of 3. I was 14 when everything fell apart. My younger brother Ethan was the golden boy, always smiling, always the favorite. My parents adored him. Me? I was the quiet one. The one they said was too much like Dad's side of the family, which apparently wasn't a compliment. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable. My mom worked as a nurse, my dad ran a hardware store. We had Sunday dinners together, movie nights, and for a while, we were a happy family. Until the night of the accident. It was a rainy October evening. Ethan and I had been arguing all day. He wanted to go ride bikes, but Mom said it was too wet. I was doing homework when I heard the screen door slam. Ethan had snuck out. Mom screamed my name like it was my fault he was gone. Dad jumped in his truck and sped off looking for him. I just stood there, frozen, because I didn't even know he left until that moment. An hour later, the police showed up. Ethan had been hit by a car 2 streets over. He survived, but he was in a coma for weeks. And that was the day my life became hell. From that day on, my parents barely spoke to me except to blame me. If you had been watching him, you were supposed to be the responsible one. Your carelessness almost killed him. I tried to defend myself, but it didn't matter. Even after Ethan woke up, even after he told them he left on his own, they still looked at me with disappointment. Birthdays? They were about Ethan's recovery. Holidays? They made sure to remind me how lucky we were he survived. For 10 years, I carried that weight, the guilt, the anger, the resentment. The breaking point came last Thanksgiving. Ethan was fully recovered now, living on his own. But when my mom made a toast, she said, "We're just so thankful Ethan survived that night, despite some people's mistakes." Everyone at the table turned and stared at me. My chest burned with humiliation. I ran to the bathroom and cried quietly so no one would hear. That night, I decided I was done. I stopped visiting my parents after that. I barely answered their calls. But the guilt still ate at me, until one day, while cleaning out old boxes in the attic, I found something that would change everything. It was a dusty envelope labeled Police Report, October 2014. My hands were shaking as I opened it. The report said Ethan had been hit by a drunk driver. The driver had run a stop sign, going 45 miles per hour in a residential area. It wasn't an accident that could have been prevented by me watching him, it was 100% the driver's fault. And here's the part that made me sick. My parents knew. Their signatures were on the witness statements. They had blamed me for 10 years, even though they knew the truth from day one. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just went cold inside. And I knew exactly what I had to do. I waited until Christmas dinner, the one time the whole family would be there, including Ethan, my cousins, and grandparents. When everyone was seated, I stood up, holding the envelope. "I have something to share," I said. I read the report out loud. The room went silent. Then I looked right at my parents and said, "You blamed me for this for 10 years. You made me hate myself. And you knew the whole time it wasn't my fault." My mom's face turned pale. My dad tried to say something, but I cut him off. "You don't get to talk. You don't get to gaslight me anymore." I packed my things that night and left their house. It's been 6 months since that day. My parents keep calling, begging me to forgive them. But I'm not ready. I've started therapy, rebuilding my self-worth, learning that I was never the villain in this story. Sometimes the people who are supposed to protect you are the ones who hurt you the most. And sometimes, the best revenge is showing them you don't need them anymore. White heavy checkmark moral. Never let someone else's guilt define who you are. Even family can be wrong, and you have every right to clear your name.